Hey everybody, and welcome. So today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, which is why it is absolutely a great time to date and call on your partner, okay? I know that we are just in a massive time of uncertainty. We're in a massive time of fear. I get all that. That's why Steph and I have been doing our free guided breath work and meditations and coaching calls. We're really here to support you. But one of the ways we also want to support you, and one of the ways I'm supporting you today, is to encourage you to keep focusing on having a positive vision for your future, which is why I'm going to talk to those of you who aren't in a relationship and maybe want to be in one, because I believe this is a beautiful time to be calling in a relationship and dating, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. So the first reason I alluded to just a little bit ago. In times of massive uncertainty, there's so much we don't know, and it's important for the fear part of our brain to also be thinking of best case scenarios and not just planning for the worst, or putting away money and saving and being in scarcity and fear and oh my, but really thinking about what you want to create. And if a beautiful partnership is something that you want to create, then this is a great time to be thinking of it. And I want you to put energy in that and focus in that and really commit to it. A great relationship, just like a great anything, doesn't just fall into your lap. Even if you want a great meal, you have to go out and either buy it or make it for yourself. So it requires energy and investment. And I'm gonna be telling you some ways that you can do that in a minute, so just hang with me. So the number two reason, and this is what I'm really excited about, is because since there's physical distancing, okay, and we have to get to know someone online, it's an incredibly safe yet intimate way to get to know someone. And I'm just not saying this because I wanted to come up with some tips and because I think it's a good idea. I am saying this because I fell in love with my husband virtually. So some of you may know our story, some of you may not. When we were introduced, I was in Encinitas, California, San Diego, and he was in Perth, Australia. We literally couldn't be farther away. They're opposite sides of the world. So the only way we could interact was online. We were so physically distanced. We didn't have the opportunity to just go grab a cup of coffee. So for 2 months, we dated virtually. We'd have scheduled calls, we'd get to know each other, we'd exchange voice memos, Steph came up with this idea that every day, one of us would write 5 questions. We'd alternate who was writing the 5 questions. So he'd write 5 questions, I'd answer his questions, then he'd answer his own questions, and the next day I'd write the 5 questions and he'd answer them and I'd answer my own. And they were everything from funny things like, if an animal were gonna be president, what would be the best animal, to tell me your deepest wounding in a past relationship, or tell me what your relationship with your mother was like, or those what's most important to you. Do you want to have children? Do you want a monogamous relationship or not? Where are you in terms of commitment? Like really juicy questions. And why I think it's so great to have this opportunity to date virtually right now is because with not having to be in physical presence, there's a great sense of safety, especially for women. I remember when I was dating, I wouldn't want to just go meet a guy for coffee. Because first of all, doing my hair, and washing it and blow drying it and putting on makeup and putting on an outfit. Getting dressed is like, even today, I'm only dressed from halfway up. I don't know if you can see my sweatpants. I'm wearing sweatpants on the bottom. So it's an effort that I wash my hair and put on some makeup and all those things. And so that whole thing is like, oh, it can be kind of a drain. And I didn't know that I wanted to share space with them. Sometimes it wouldn't feel safe to, was we going to a crowded place? How far away was it? Would there be pressure to hug or kiss at the end? And in today's world where we're physically distancing, there's zero pressure. There's zero pressure. You can be in the safety of your home, you can do a video call, or you can do a voice call, and you can really get to know someone without that physical pressure. And again, I attest firsthand, I am so glad that I got to know my husband that way, because who knows, if we had met physically first, would we be where we were today? I really just was forced to get to know his heart and see how he showed up for me. And then when we did meet physically, it was like, oh wow, like it was even better. And I already felt safe with him before we met physically. So during this time when safety is a concern for a lot of us, having that excuse to date virtually is a wonderful opportunity to really get to know someone. So that's the second thing. The number 3 reason why this is a great time to date and call on your partner is because a lot of people are going to be looking for a relationship after this time. And to all the heterosexual women, I want to say, especially men, and I'm not making this up, Steph, works with men a lot, and all of his single male clients and single men that are in his groups are saying, man, I really wish I wasn't single right now, and I want to use this time to get serious about calling in a relationship. Like, I'm ready to commit. I don't want to go through life alone. There's a lot of value shifting that's going on in this time, and I think way more people are going to be commitment ready. Not from a place of, oh, I was just physically distancing, socially isolating, and now I want somebody. Not from that place, but really from a place of spending that time on my own really shows me that I actually do value a relationship. I actually do want to have a family. Sometimes we have to experience what we don't want to get really, really clear about what we do. I know for me in my dating years, like when I was married before, sometimes I'd fantasize being single and think about, oh, it'd be so great to be single and just have my freedom. And then when I had it and spent holidays alone and birthdays alone and all that kind of stuff, it put into perspective, wow, like I really do want a relationship. So a lot of people are going to be ready and willing and are going to appreciate the certainty and the groundingness and the companionship of a relationship. So it's a prime time to be putting yourself out there. And in that looking category, my number 3 reason, a lot more people are going to be going online. So you might have said in the past, well, there aren't any good people online and I can't meet somebody that I'm super aligned with online. Not so true anymore. I was actually coaching one of my clients yesterday and she was very against being online. And she's a catch, she's a total catch. But we had a conversation about it and she said, you know what, I think I'm ready now. And I said, that's wonderful because a lot more qualified people that you're aligned with are gonna be going online because that's our only option right now, right? So 4th reason that this is a great time to be dating and calling in your relationship is because this time when we're all on what I'm calling a personal retreat. And here's the thing, retreats, at least not the retreats I teach, they're not all about drinking margaritas and doing yoga all day and meditating. The retreats that I teach, you work your process and it's you show up and you're willing to look at your shadow, and yeah, there's meditation and relaxation as well, but I'm calling this time a personal retreat because we're retreating from all the distractions, all the things that take our attention, all the short-term gratification type things. And we have this opportunity to do some deep inner work. And I know from my own experience that a big part of calling in my partner was doing the inner work and becoming a better partner to myself. And for those of you who are single and also living alone, you're really having the opportunity to be a better partner to yourself, to learn how to be with yourself when you get scared, be with yourself when you get overwhelmed, be with yourself with being lonely. So the more you do the internal work and become a better partner to yourself, the better partner you're gonna be. Also, in this time of less distraction, what I'm also seeing is that the veil between the conscious and unconscious is coming down a little bit, and we're having more access to our shadow, our unresolved wounds, things like that. And you may think, oh, that's a terrible thing. Why would we want that? And the reason why it's great is because a lot of the unresolved, for lack of a better word, shit that you haven't dealt with, that's probably keeping you from being in a relationship, you're having the opportunity for it to come up and you can deal with it, which is a really, really good thing. And again, for those of you who are interested in doing this work and having some assistance, I'm going to tell you about how I can help you in just a minute. But I want to get to my last reason, and these are in no particular order. But my last reason is that this is also an incredible time of manifestation, but a different kind of manifestation. Have any of you noticed that lately, even more so, when you think of someone, they text you? Or you need to get like, so you're waiting for someone to get back to your email, you think about it, and then boom, there it is. Because energetically we've slowed down, there's less in the air, there's less people driving and flying and being distracted, more people are grounded and rooted. The energy matrix is shifting a little bit. So our thoughts are creating reality even faster. That's working to our disadvantage in some way as well, because the amount of fear that people are feeling and experiencing is not helping with the spread of things, which brings me back to reason number one, why it's so important to put your energy and focus into the things you want to create versus the things you want to avoid. So this is an incredible time of manifestation and creating, and so getting very, very, very clear about what you want and putting energy into it and focus into it is gonna line it up a lot faster, okay? So those are my reasons. First of all, focusing on the future, best case scenarios, getting clear on that. Dating online is an amazing, safe, intimate way to get to know someone. There are more people looking. It's a great time to do the internal work, and manifestation is happening quicker from a more aligned perspective. So you wanna be mindful of what you're manifesting. Not all your fears and worries and concern, but how about manifesting something that's really important to you, like the relationship of your dreams? So here's how I can help you do this. And let me just say, this program I'm about to talk to you about is for heterosexual women calling in a man. However, I have two other programs, Personal Mastery and my Getting Over a Breakup course, that are for anybody, men, women, gay, straight, bisexual, still deciding. So I absolutely have programs for everybody. Why this program, Be the Queen, is just for heterosexual women calling in a man is because it's based on my experience of calling in my husband. I was very frustrated with being alone, and none of the dating advice or courses I was taking was working. So I created my own program, and then Steph and I teach that together. And I would feel out of integrity not teaching people that are wanting the same thing I wanted, because I know that what I did worked for a heterosexual woman calling a man. I'm not sure that it would work for everybody. So that's why this program is exclusively for that. But there are tons more programming out there that I have that are for everybody. And you can email Jill@christinehassler.com if you want to know more about that. But let me tell you about Be the Queen. It's a program Steph and I teach together. It's a virtual course, but it's live. So it's live curriculum we're teaching you. It's live coaching calls, and at some point, there's a live one-day retreat at the end of it. But everything right now is virtual, so it's a totally safe program to invest in. And if you register before April 1st, then you get actually 2 extra bonus calls with us in addition to the 9 that we do as part of the core curriculum. And so if you're interested in that, go to christinehassler.com/be the queen. Again, if you register before April 1st, you get additional bonus calls with us. And the way this program works is it's divided into 3 parts. The first part, it's all about clearing out the clutter, clearing out the past stuff, dealing with undone wounds with mom, dad, exes, and you may think, oh, I've done that before. I used to say that too. Trust me, I'm gonna take you deeper and get you clearer than you ever have been before. The second part is all about masculine, feminine dynamics, learning how they work inside of you and how they work internally, helping you shift more into your feminine. I was definitely a woman where I identified as feminine, but my feminine was back here and my masculine energy was leading a lot of the time. I wasn't even aware how much it was leading. And so Steph and I teach you together how to switch so you feel supported by your masculine, but your feminine is leading more. And it's awesome to teach this program with my husband, because the whole time that we're teaching you the curriculum, you have the male's perspective as well. And you're getting honest feedback to your specific questions from both me and a dude who's out in the world, who was a man and who's talking to a lot of men and who's a conscious man, but also a masculine man. And then the last part of the program is all about calling it in. The dating guidance, I don't want to call it tips and techniques, and really how to call in your man so you can stop like looking for him. Because I know for me, I just thought it was my job. Like I had to find him. Never occurred to me that he could find me. But we teach you how he can find you and you can call him in, and the energetics of it. And then all kinds of, answering your dating questions, because dating can be confusing. We talk about sex, we talk about intimacy, we talk about communication, everything. So again, it's christinehassler.com/be the queen. Would love, love, love for you to join us. And again, if you join before April 1st, then you get 2 extra bonus calls. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, whether it's Be the Queen or not, I really encourage you to do something at this time to invest in your future and to really call in your dreams. And there's lots of free stuff out there. I'm telling you now, Be the Queen is not free. We're offering lots of bonuses and tons of values. It is an investment because I believe that we don't want to go into too much scarcity, especially during this time. You want to invest in the things that matter most to you. We want to keep our economy thriving. We want to keep ourselves from going into financial scarcity by going into withholding, contracting energy. And we have set up Be the Queen so you can do a 6-month payment plan. And Jill will work with you on making sure that it works for you. So please go christinehasser.com/be the queen and apply, and you'll have an opportunity to set up a phone call with Jill. And I can't wait to hopefully see you on our bonus call that we're having on April 7th. All right, everybody, have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.